Welcome to English Podcast for Beginners. I'm James.
And I'm Emma. We are so excited to help you improve your English listening skills.
Here, you'll learn new words and sentences to speak English fluently. We post new lessons every single day. So, let's start today's lesson.
Listen to the very end for a summary of all the new words. And don't forget to download the free PDF in the description to help you learn better. Enjoy the show!
Today, we are going to talk about something very, very important. Introducing yourself.
Yes, when you meet new people, you need to say some basic things. Your name, where you are from, what you do, and maybe what you like.
That sounds easy, but sometimes people feel nervous, right?
Exactly, but don't worry. Today we will do it step by step, very slowly and very clearly.
Perfect. So, let me start. Hi, my name is James.
Good job, James. That is the first sentence. My name is.
Right. So, listeners, can you try? Say, my name is, and add your name.
Great. Now, the next thing, where are you from? For example, I am from England.
And I say, I am from Canada. Easy.
Yes, so now we know James is from Canada and Emma is from England.
Listeners, can you say your country? I am from...
Very good. Another important word is live. Where do you live means where is your home now?
Yes, I can say, I live in Toronto.
And I can say I live in London.
Listeners, try, I live in, and say your city.
Perfect. Now, many people also talk about their job or study.
Yes, for example, I am a student.
And I am a teacher.
You see, just one sentence. I am a student. I am a teacher.
Listeners, you can try. Maybe you say, I am a doctor, or I am a driver, or I am a student.
Great. Now let's talk about likes and dislikes. For example, I like football.
Oh yes, James loves football. And I can say, I like music.
What about something you don't like?
I don't like spicy food.
Oh, really? I love spicy food. But okay, let me say, I don't like waking up early.
Me too.
Listeners, now it's your turn. Say one thing you like and one thing you don't like.
Remember, I like and I don't like.
That's good practice. And one more word is hobby. A hobby is something fun you do in your free time.
For example, my hobby is painting.
And my hobby is cooking.
Nice. So if you want, you can say, my hobby is reading or my hobby is playing guitar.
Let's put everything together. Emma, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, my name is Emma. I am from England. I live in London. I am a teacher. I like music, but I don't like spicy food. My hobby is painting.
That's wonderful. Now I will try. Hi, my name is James. I am from Canada. I live in Toronto. I am a student. I like football, but I don't like waking up early. My hobby is cooking.
Perfect, James. See, listeners, it's not so difficult.
Yes. Now, let's help our listeners practice.
Okay. Dear listeners, repeat after us.
My name is.
I am from.
I live in.
I am a.
I like.
I don't like.
My hobby is.
Excellent! You can pause and say your own sentences.
And if you practice many times, you will feel more confident.
Yes, introducing yourself is the first step to making friends in English.
And we are your friends too. Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Podcast for Beginners. My name is James.
And I'm Emma. We are so happy you are here with us today.
That's right. This is a podcast for people who are starting to learn English. We want to help you. We use simple words and we speak slowly and clearly so you can understand everything. Our goal is to make learning English fun and easy for you.
Yes, fun and easy. We believe that listening is a great way to learn. You can listen anywhere, in your house, on the bus, or when you are walking. Today, we have a very interesting topic. We are going to talk about our daily routine.
Daily routine. That sounds useful. What is a routine, Emma?
A routine is the list of things you do every day in the same order. For example, you wake up, you eat breakfast, you go to work. That is your routine. ROUTINE. Routine.
Ah, I see. The things we do every day. And why is this topic important?
It's very important because we use these words all the time when we talk about our lives. So today we will teach you the words and sentences you need.
And here is our promise to you, our listeners. By the end of this episode, you will learn how to talk about your day from morning to night in simple English. We will also give you a very easy template to practice, so stay with us.
Okay, before we start the main topic, let's do a little warm-up. A warm-up is a small, easy activity to get ready.
I like warm-ups.
Me too. So, for our listeners, I have a question. You don't need to speak, just think yes or no in your head. James, you can answer out loud.
Okay, I'm ready. Bring it on.
Okay. First question. Are you a morning person? A morning person is someone who likes the morning and has a lot of energy when they wake up. So, do you like waking up early?
That's a very interesting question. For me, that's a big no. I am not a morning person. I like my bed very, very much. The morning is difficult for me. What about you, listeners? Are you like me?
Well, I am a morning person. I love the morning. The sun is shining, the birds are singing. It's beautiful. Okay, one more warm-up question. Do you drink coffee or tea in the morning?
Oh, this is an easy question for me. Coffee. Definitely coffee. I need a big cup of coffee to open my eyes and start my day. How about you, Emma?
I like tea. I usually have a cup of green tea. It's calming and nice. Okay, that was a great warm-up. Thank you for sharing, James. Now, are you ready to talk about our daily routine?
I am ready. I have my coffee and I am ready to learn.
Perfect. To make it easy, we will talk about the day in 3 parts: the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start with the morning routine.
Okay, Emma, you are the expert. You are a morning person. So please tell us, what do you do first in the morning?
Well, the very first thing that happens is that my alarm clock rings at 6 a.m.
Alarm clock. That sounds like two words, alarm and clock. Can you explain that, Emma?
Of course, an alarm clock is a special clock that makes a sound to wake you up. You can have a clock next to your bed, or you can use the alarm clock on your phone. Let me spell it for you. ALARM. CLOCK. alarm clock. For example, my alarm clock is very loud.
An alarm clock wakes you up. I understand now. My phone is my alarm clock. Okay, so your alarm clock rings at 6 a.m. Do you wake up and jump out of bed immediately?
Sometimes, when I have a busy day, yes. But sometimes I hit the snooze button. I want to sleep 5 or 10 more minutes.
The snooze button. I know that button. Can you explain the word snooze for our listeners?
Yes, to snooze is a verb. It means to press a button on your alarm clock to make it stop for a short time. The alarm will ring again later. It's for when you want just a little more sleep. snooze, snooze. For example, I love to snooze on Monday mornings.
Ah, the snooze button is my best friend. Okay, so you hit snooze to sleep a little more. That is a great explanation, Emma. Very clear.
Thank you, James. I try to make it easy to understand.
So, after you finally decide to get out of bed, what's the next step in your routine?
After I get up, I like to stretch my body. It feels very good after a long night of sleep.
Stretch. I think I know this word, but can you explain it for everyone? What does it mean to stretch?
Of course, to stretch means to make your arms, legs, and your whole body straight and long. Think about a cat when it wakes up. It always has a big stretch. It helps to wake up your muscles and makes you feel relaxed. stretch. Stretch.
I see. So you put your arms up high and reach for the sky. That's a stretch. That's a great healthy habit, Emma.
Thank you. It really helps. So let's do a quick mini recap of the first few steps. First, my alarm clock rings. Then, I sometimes hit snooze. After I get up, I stretch.
Alarm clock, snooze, and stretch. I have learned 3 new words already. This is great.
I'm so glad you think so, James. Learning new words step by step is the best way. Okay, are you ready for the next part of my morning routine?
Yes, I am. So you've stretched, you're awake, your body feels good. What happens now? I'm guessing food.
You guessed it. You are right. After I stretch, I go to the kitchen to make breakfast.
Breakfast. We hear this word every day. It seems simple, but for our listeners who are just beginning, can you explain exactly what breakfast is?
Of course, that's a great question. Breakfast is the first meal of the day, the meal you eat in the morning. It's a very important meal. The word is interesting. It is made of two small words, break and fast. When you sleep all night, you are fasting. That means you are not eating. In the morning, you break the fast.
Break the fast. Breakfast. Wow, I never thought about it like that. That makes it easy to remember.
Exactly. Let me spell it for everyone. Breakfast. Breakfast. For example, you can say, I like to eat bread and eggs for breakfast.
That's a perfect example. What about you, Emma? What do you usually have for breakfast?
I like to have something simple and healthy. I usually eat yogurt with some fruits and nuts. And as I said, I have a cup of tea.
That sounds very healthy. I must admit, I love a big breakfast. I usually have toast, eggs, and sometimes sausages. And my big cup of coffee, of course.
That sounds delicious. A good breakfast gives you energy for the day, so it's a very important part of the routine.
I agree. Okay, so you've had your healthy breakfast. What is the next step in your morning? Are you ready to go to work now?
Almost, but not yet. After breakfast, I need to get ready for the day. This part of the routine includes a few small actions. First, I take a shower and brush my teeth.
Take a shower and brush my teeth. These are very common phrases, right?
Yes, they are. They are collocations, which means the words often go together. We almost always say, take a shower and brush my teeth. Then, after that, I need to get dressed.
Get dressed. That's a very useful phrase. So it just means to put on clothes.
Exactly. To get dressed means you put on your clothes for the day. Your shirt, your pants, your shoes, all your clothes. Let me spell it. Get, and the second word is dressed. Get dressed. For example, a mother might say to her child, "Hurry up and get dressed. It's time for school."
That's a great example. Very easy to understand. Okay, so you eat breakfast, you take a shower, you brush your teeth, and you get dressed. Now you are ready to go to work.
Yes, James. Now I am finally ready. After I get dressed, I get my bag, I check that I have my keys in my phone, and then I commute to work.
Whoa, that's a new word for me, and I think for many of our listeners too. Commute. It sounds very official. What does that mean, Emma?
I'm glad you asked. To commute is a verb. It means to travel from your home to your work, and then after work, to travel from your work back to your home. This daily journey is called a commute. Commute. Commute.
So, the travel to and from work is a commute. Can you use it in a sentence?
Sure, I can say, my commute is about 30 minutes long, or I commute by bus every day.
That's very clear. Thank you. So that leads to my next question. How do you commute? Do you drive a car or do you use public transport?
That's a great question. And you used another great phrase, public transport. Can you explain that phrase first, James? What do you think it means?
I can try. I think public transport includes things like buses, trains, and subways. They are public because anyone, any person, can pay to use them. Is that right?
That is perfect. You are a wonderful student, James. Yes, public transport is exactly that. Buses, trains, trams, subways, vehicles that everyone can use. Let's spell that for everyone. Public transport. Public transport.
Great. So, Emma, do you use public transport to commute?
Yes, I do. I commute by bus. It's easy and I can read my book while I travel to work.
That's a nice way to travel. I also use public transport. I take the train. It's very fast. Okay, that was a lot of new information.
It was. Let's do another mini recap for the second part of the morning. Are you ready?
I'm ready to listen.
Okay. After stretching, I have breakfast. Then I get dressed. Finally, I commute to work using public transport.
Breakfast, get dressed, commute, and public transport. Wow, we are really building a full story of your morning. This is so useful. I feel like I can already talk about my own morning much better.
I'm happy it's clear. A good story is easy to follow. So, after the lunch break, I go back to my desk. The afternoon can be a little difficult because I sometimes feel sleepy.
Ugh, I know that feeling. After eating a nice lunch, all I want to do is sleep. How do you stay focused?
I usually drink a big glass of water or walk for 2 minutes. It helps. In the afternoon, I work on my projects. Often, I have to finish my work before a deadline.
Deadline. That word sounds serious. What is a deadline?
A deadline is a specific time or day when you must finish something. Deadline. Deadline. For example, if your boss says, I need this report on my desk by Friday, then Friday is your deadline.
I see. So students have deadlines for their homework, and people at work have deadlines for their projects.
Exactly. You understand perfectly. So I work hard to meet my deadlines. Around 4:30 p.m. or 5 p.m., I start to wrap up my work.
Wrap up? Like wrapping a gift?
That's a good guess. It uses the same word, wrap, but it means something different here. To wrap up is a phrasal verb that means to finish something. W-R-A-P-U-P, wrap up. For example, the teacher might say, okay, class, let's wrap up our lesson for today. It means let's finish.
Ah, so at the end of the day, you finish or wrap up your work. That's a great phrase.
Yes. After I wrap everything up, I turn off my computer, say goodbye to my colleagues, and then it's time to head home.
To head home. Does that just mean go home?
Precisely. It's just another way to say go home. Headhome. Head home. For example, I'm tired. Let's head home now.
Okay, and that is the end of the workday. Now we move to the final part of the day, the evening. What's the first thing you do when you get home, Emma?
The first thing I do is change my clothes into something more comfortable. Then I take about 30 minutes to unwind.
Unwind? What a cool word. What does it mean?
To unwind means to relax after working hard. U-N-W-I-N-D. Unwind. Some people watch TV to unwind. Some people listen to music. I like to sit in a quiet room and read a book. It helps me forget about work.
I like to play video games to unwind. So, after you unwind, I imagine it's time for dinner?
You're right. I go to the kitchen to prepare dinner. To prepare just means to make something ready. P-R-E-P-A-R-E. I prepare dinner for myself. Sometimes, if I'm lazy, I just eat leftovers.
Leftovers? What are leftovers?
Leftovers is the food that was not eaten from a previous meal. For example, if I cook a lot of chicken for dinner on Monday, I can eat the extra chicken on Tuesday. That extra chicken is called leftovers. L-E-F-T-O-V-E-R-S. Leftovers.
Eating leftovers is great. It saves time. So after dinner, is your day finished?
Almost. After dinner, I tidy up the kitchen. This means I wash the dishes and clean a little bit. T-I-D-Y-U-P. Tidy up. I like to wake up to a clean kitchen.
A very good habit. So, the house is clean, dinner is finished. Now it's time for bed?
It is. I get ready for bed, I brush my teeth, and then I set an alarm for the next day. This is very important. To set an alarm means to program your alarm clock to wake you up.
Yes, if I forget to set my alarm, it is a big problem.
Finally, I get into bed around 10:30 p.m. I read for a few minutes, and then I usually fall asleep very quickly. To fall asleep means to begin sleeping.
And that is a full day, from the alarm clock in the morning to falling asleep at night. Thank you for sharing, Emma.
You're welcome. Now, let's quickly review some important language points from our talk. First, the present simple tense. We use this to talk about habits and routines. Remember to add S to the verb for he, she, or it. For example, I work in an office, but she works in an office. Second, sequencers. To show the order of actions, use words like first, then, after that, and finally. For example, first, I wake up, Then I eat breakfast. Third, a common error. Remember to use the correct preposition for time. We say at for a specific time. So don't say, I wake up in 7 o'clock. You should say, I wake up at 7 o'clock. Finally, today's collocation, get ready for bed. This is a common phrase that means doing all the things you do before sleeping, like brushing your teeth and changing your clothes.
Guided practice.
Okay, now it's your turn to practice a little. Please repeat these sentences after me. Ready, James?
I'm ready. Our listeners should repeat with me.
First, I get up at 7:30. Then, I commute to work. After work, I unwind. Wonderful! Now, a question for all our listeners to answer for themselves. What is one thing you do to unwind in the evening?